Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back to Relentless Talk Radio. We have Holly Anderson on the telephone today. Actually, we were unable to get her computer to link up. So, Holly, we have you on my cell phone. So we're hoping that we're able to get enough volume. If not, we're going to reshoot this video at a different date. So, Holly, tell everybody who you are. This is the art and fashion segment of Relentless Talk Radio. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Holly Anderson, and I am a professional artist. I do commercial and private collections, and I operate Holly Anderson Fine Art and Anderson Modern Art.
And that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your art. Is it modern, or it's always tough to talk about art on a video or without there being art represented or via telephone. Tell people about the kind of art you make.
It's focused on environmental art. It's very organic in style. I think a lot of people are soothed by the sky and by water. I also do a lot of work that's like abstract rock formations. It started out as art therapy for pain because I've had multiple spine surgeries and I've got fibromyalgia. I took narcotics for a long time, and it got me off narcotics just by doing this type of art because it's such good therapy. And in 2011, I decided to go do it professionally.
So you basically took what was meant to heal you and you turned it into a business.
I did. Definitely did.
That's actually kind of the way, and I'm looking at our questions just to make sure I don't miss anything here. I'm backing up in your private message while I'm talking to you. That's actually how it's happened for me too. I mean, for me, art was always about journaling. And then people, when I was young, noticed that I was journaling and said, you should go to art school. And I ended up going to art school. And what happened in art school was I got this message that that being in business and being an artist was bad to combine. I got that message. Did you get that message from people ever?
I got that message too. Yeah. It becomes hard because, a lot of art is emotionally driven, and your emotionally driven art becomes a product.
Right.
And you do it professionally. So you have to realize that, hey, your insides are going to be on the outside, and it's going to be a product. So you have to be ready for that.
It's, and that was one of the things that I was hesitant about, because I've always been a visual journalist. I've always told stories and illustrated them. And the stories used to be just my stories. When I was able to start telling other people's stories, I could detach my personal from it a little bit. But still, every painting I do is siphoned through my personal view of the conversation. So it's still pretty scary. So what do you think the biggest lesson you've learned about being a professional artist? Because you're not just a hobbyist, you're a professional artist.
It's definitely been perseverance. And everybody's telling you that you're not going to make it, and you have to have money, definitely. You got to spend money to make money. You have to constantly be creating, coming up with new ideas. A lot of artists, we don't like to talk to people. I mean, I have huge social anxiety, but one of my biggest keys to success has been networking. And
right. Because you're a business person.
Involved in the community, and volunteering. And I think something that's also really important is volunteering and giving back to something that matters to you. And people connect with that a lot. That's been, a big lesson to me. People really, connect to that.
That's 10% of every piece of work that I've made over the past 5 years has been donated to charity.
Me too. I do it either with environmental charities or Humane Society.
And it's attaching my work to, and I don't know if this is true for you, attaching my work to something bigger than me makes me get over the naysayers pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right? When I know that the work that I'm selling is going to go towards helping other artists, or the Phoenix Art Museum has been one of my charities, the consortium for the Arizona Consortium. The Arizona, oh my God, I'm screwed. Thank you very much. Jeez, it's like Elena Thornton they've been a charity of mine for 5 years, and choosing, and I've had 6 charities last year that were part of charities that WebPT worked with, including the Arizona Blood Bank, Labrador Retriever Rescue, PT Day of Service. I'm trying to remember all of them off the top of my head. Support My Club, which is awesome. They do stuff for clubs and schools, and the Arizona Science Center, right? So I mean, when I got tired when I was painting, it was pretty easy to get out of my own way, right? Because I had something bigger than me that I was working for. And this time around with the Art of Fearless Giving Back project that I'm doing, I don't even know what the charity's going to be yet. I'm super excited to find out who it is. But I've been really loving interviewing the charities to choose the charity for the show. That's been pretty cool. So could you tell people about combining commercial art and business? Like, you've been able to kind of come at that from a very interesting direction. What can you tell other artists about embracing your inner business person?
Oh gosh, about embracing your inner business person. I come from working with real estate and advertising, and so I think that really helped me, get through this. You have, like I said, you have to turn it into a product. So I don't know. Would you like to hear about some of my secrets?
Yeah, I do. I absolutely.
Okay.
Any trade secrets that you're willing to disclose?
Some of the things. There's, for instance, something that's free that you can start out with is Google Keyword Planner.
Huh.
And so what you do is you search for keywords and see how a list of keywords may perform, and it gives you great ideas and traffic forecasts. So, for example, you can search in this program words or phrases that describe what you're selling, or you can also test URLs of a web page or website related to your business, and the results are broken down in several different areas, but you can, grow your business. It's the best way how to reach new customers and grow your business. So, for another example, when you're saving images, you're uploading them to Facebook or something, and you're saving that image to the internet, use these keywords and pay attention and use those keywords, because when people go to Google and they search for a product, you're going to come up first before, say your painting title is Reach for Earth or something like that. Well,
right.
You're not going to save it as that. You're going to want to save it as like large wall art, organic painting, office wall art, contemporary metal something, some big long description, because that's what's going to come up when people search in Google. And that's a huge key to my success. And everyone says, I've paid $400 a month for advertising and it doesn't do anything for me. And I use this free tool, and everyone says, I say, how do you find me? And they say, well, I just Googled, blah, 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 whatever, and you came up. So.
See, I love what you're saying, Holly, because what you're saying is you're your own product. You're not waiting for some gallery to kind of worship you and get you out there and get you in front of their donors. Although I think you do show in galleries as well. You're not opposed to that. But you're also taking control of your own art and going out and like myself, marketing yourself to the population that you want to reach.
Exactly.
And that's super important. And so I really appreciate your perspective on that, because I think a lot of artists think that the work is the most important part, but if nobody knows you're doing it, then you're not going to sell any of it. Right?
Yeah.
So you kind of have to get the word out there. So how can people find you? Like, where do they find you? How can they find your work? How can they buy your work?
Well, I've got a website. I've got a big portfolio on House, which is another great.
That's another great tool. Yep.
Yeah, it's HOUZZ.
Yep.
And that's another place where I, met a bunch of designers. They have a design dilemma forum there, and I got involved in that. And people, just regular people, post in there all over the world about their design dilemmas. And so you can chime in as a pro, because you're an artist or a interior designer, and chime in and say, hey, this is my solution to your problem. Well, so I go in there and I say, this will look good in your living room, and post a picture, make a rendering of like one of my paintings in their living room, for example. And then
that's awesome. So people can go to House and they can find you there. But do you have a website?
And then I sell on Etsy. I have my own store, Holly Anderson Fine Art. And then on Fine Art America, also just under Holly Anderson Art.
So could you do me a favor, and when this broadcast is over, can you put a link to all those things in the comments for this live broadcast so that people can find it? Yeah, so please do that. And just for the podcast listeners that are listening to this eventually just on audio, what's the one good place they can go that they can write down right now? Is it hollyanderson.com?
It would just be, it's under Holly Anderson Artist website.
Okay, so hollyandersonartist.com? Or is it?
Google. You can just Google my name and about like 19 websites.
So just basically Google your name.
There's not one best one. They're all there.
So you've worked your keywords so well that you come up on the first page, and you just basically put in Holly Anderson, Anderson, and you're going to get about 10 or 15, 20 different ways you can buy your art. I love that about you.
Got it. Yeah, thank you. I've worked really hard. It's nice. People always say, oh man, you're all over the internet. It's worked really hard to get there, you know? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of uploading things, a lot of time spent on, behind the computer, not actually in the studio, but behind the computer.
Right.
I try to dedicate 2 hours a day to just doing marketing,
So with my work, it takes a lot of work to have the work actually end up in a show. I have 15 weeks of work that includes more administrative work than it does actual physically painting, writing, and all that kind of stuff. But when my shows open, they 70% sell out on opening night.
Awesome.
So, but the reason why that happens, cross your fingers, that continues to happen, right? I'm always blessed whenever at the end of the night, when I look at how many red dots I've got on the walls, I'm always flabbergasted, But the reason how it happens is because I do a lot of pre-work. I engage people pre-purchase so that there's a more likelihood of buying. And you're doing that in your own way by really, the internet has changed the world as we know it as artists. So it's really awesome.
It really has.
It's really made it possible. Well, Holly, thanks for troubleshooting. We've got a picture of just me, which is not as interesting of you and I on the Facebook Live.
Well, thanks for having me on the show.
And we'll do it again when we can actually get your pretty face on here, because you've got a beautiful one. And thank you very much for being flexible and for all you do. And thanks for being brave, girl. I mean, you are brave, and I really love that about you. And you're a fantastic artist on top of it. So bravery and fantastic art together is just really incomparable.
Great.
Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, you too. Thank you to the listeners.
Take care.